Well, this breaking news update is from the war zone. Amid the war between Israel and Hamas, US President Joe Biden has tweeted, and I quote, "Earlier, I spoke with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt to deepen our coordination on the urgently delivering humanitarian assistance for the civilians in Gaza. Now, together, we'll work to preserve stability in the region and prevent escalation and set circumstances for durable peace." Now, these are the words coming in from the US President Joe Biden, who is on a visit to Israel and has spoken to the Israeli president and, has spoken to the Egyptian president over the humanitarian aid that is reaching Gaza from the Egypt border. Now, moving our focus. Now, this breaking update is again on the war, is coming from the war zone. Now, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a security assessment with members of the war cabinet at the Kiryat in Tel Aviv. Now, Israel's war cabinet will allow the entry of humanitarian aid coming from Egypt following a request by the US President Biden. Now, Israel's PM office says this will be limited to food, water and medicine for the civilian population. Any supplies that reach Hamas will be thwarted. Now, from Israel PMO, this statement is coming, and first is Israel will not allow any humanitarian aid from its territory to the Gaza Strip as long as our hostages are not returned. The second point that the PMO, Israeli PMO, has raised is that Israel demands that the Red Cross visit our hostages and work to mobilize extensive international support for this demand. Now, these are the two demands coming in from Israel PM's war cabinet, where they have escalated concerns, but have also said that they will be allowing some humanitarian aid pertinent to food and water only to the Gaza Strip. Now, moving our focus. Well, Rishi Sunak has flown to Israel for talks with Benjamin Netanyahu and other leaders on two-day regional visit aimed at preventing escalation of this conflict. Now, remember, it is the US President who is already there on a visit to Israel, and both the world leaders are likely going to sit over talks to make sure that the widening of the war doesn't happen. Now, Rishi Sunak has also flown to Israel for talks with Benjamin Netanyahu and other leaders on two-day regional visit aimed at preventing escalation of the conflict.